Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freighter. Back in the early 1980s, Ace DJ Winston Yellowman Foster was the undisputed king of the dancehall in Jamaica. Wherever he performed, he drew large crowds as people were seemingly unable to get enough of him. True to the words of his song, Over Me, in which he said, "The girl them are mad over me," it was in fact a true statement because wherever he went, the girls went crazy over him.
Remember my name is Mr. Sexy, and girls what I do we say they can't hungry, cause in me pocket money full of money, and this old man.
And to add to his appeal, he dubbed himself Mr. Sexy. At the time, he was not yet stricken by the cancer, which caused him to remove one of his jawbones in a reconstructive surgery, which has left his face badly disfigured. While albinos were not popular in Jamaica at the time, Yellowman was different. His trademark outfits were usually eye-catching, and when he posed on the stage, the crowd usually went wild. In about 1982, Yellowman had a jawbone incident in Montego Bay. The incident had nothing to do with his cancer-ravaged jawbone, but more so with a box, which twisted his face out of shape. While he was DJing on the mic, he said something offensive about one of Montego Bay's most revered sons. After it was hit, reports began to circulate quickly that he had sustained a broken jaw because of the massive swelling which emerged on the side of his face. While the police got involved and the matter ended up before the court, pretty much petered out after a while, as it is believed the matter was settled behind closed doors. While the boxing of Yellowman was big news at the time and attracted attention all over Jamaica, there have been many other incidents before and since of artists being assaulted or being verbally abused in the public space. In the early years of reggae sunsplash, reggae icon Jimmy Cliff was royally disrespected at Dryde Park when he turned up in the backstage here to pick up his official pass. And an overzealous security guard threatened him with violence. Had it not been for the intervention of some fans who saw what was happening, he could well have been assaulted and thrown out of the venue. There was also the 2006 incident at the G.T. Taylor Christmas Extravaganza Christmas show in St. Elizabeth, where dancehall queen Spice was assaulted by men said to be supporters of dancehall artist Beenie Man.
Feds are on me, oh, till Shiloh, Rastafari.
During her performance, she had reportedly made crude remarks about Beenie Man's wife, fellow DJ, The Angel, which angered Beenie Man and sparked the action that was taken against her by his friends. Interestingly, Beenie Man himself was reportedly boxed at the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston after some Bobo Shanty accused him of disrespecting their idol, Capleton, during a performance in Miami. Artists have not always been the victim of these assaults, and in the case of the outlaw Josie Whale, a gate man in Clarendon felt his full wrath when he tried to block his entry into a dancehall session where the Colonel was booked to perform. He reportedly got a powerhouse box which sent his hat flying like a frisbee and all the monies in his hand scattered all over the place. Josie Whale later catalogued the incident in a song which he called Lego Man Gate Man.
One box me give me 9 blasted face, money scatter out all over the place.
In this edition of Lest You Forget, I will be revisiting the incident with Yellowman at the Walter Fletcher Beach, which is still fondly remembered by dancehall fans in Montego Bay whenever they talk about the memorable incidents that have taken place in dancehall sessions in the Western City. The session was in full swing at the Walter Fletcher Beach, which at the time was one of the most popular venues in Montego Bay. Yellowman was at the microphone and as usual, he was nicing up the place with his catchy lyrics. Somebody, believed to be fellow DJ Papa Richie, came up to him and told him to big up Ozzy John and Japanese, two of Montego Bay's revered sons who were vacationing on the island at the time. It is unclear as to whether or not Yellowman was trying to create a rhyme or not, but he reportedly said, "Big up Ozijan and Japanese, man who bigger yard and small abroad." Japanese reportedly took offense to the disrespectful statement and went up to the control tower and confronted Yellowman, asking him what he knew about him and why he had made that statement. Yellowman was not able to provide a satisfactory answer, and he was rocked with a box that was heard all over the venue. Subsequent to the box, the police got involved and the matter ended up before the court. It was however settled through mediation as Japanese was asked to apologize, which effectively put an end to that matter. While that incident might amount to Yellowman's worst memory in Montego Bay, the veteran DJ should still have fond memories of Montego Bay, as many will argue that his best ever performance was at Reggae Sumfest in Montego Bay in 1982, when he brought the house down in one of the most electrifying performances ever seen in the history of that music festival.
Remember my name is Mr. Sexy, and girls what are they will say they can't hungry.
However, in looking back at the incident at the Walter Fletcher Beach where he was boxed, it remains one of the most unforgettable incidents in the history of Western Jamaica. Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freighter. Before you go, please remember to subscribe.